Okay. Hello, lovely peoples. I am a Christmas unicorn, which does this surprise anybody? I don't think so. I'm trying this without, I have a big studio light over there and usually it's all very blown out. I know this is probably a little grainy because I only just have my regular lamp on, but I hate that full blowout, drives me mad. At least I look like I have a tan now. Okay, so loads of things to get through today. I'm going to save what I consider to be the best thing until last. To let you know, there are, in case you don't know, because you may not have been on the website, there's hexagonal and cube bath bombs on the website already. They've been on there for a while. There's a custom shaper product option now, so if you have an idea for a shaper, contact me via Facebook Messenger or and preferably the business one, not my personal one, sorry. Or email is fine if you're not on Facebook, that's fine. Or Instagram even. And yeah, we'll have a chat about it. If it's something that I can on sell, I'll just charge you just the same price as a regular shaper. So, but anyway, okay, so these are also now on the website. These are the Wic Centering Tool. There's holders for them, or I don't know what I call them, stands. All they are is I made these for me because when I'm printing out a bunch of these things, it's hard to keep them sort of together in like their size. So when I'm printing a bunch, these are not the same size, but just so I can show you that they actually hold all the different sizes like that. Which is great, but you mean, how do you know what size you got on there? So I've also made these little lids. I'll show you. No, it's like I said, the light's pretty shit, but it did focus there for a minute. I'll just cover up my face, maybe it'll focus on these. But anyway, you can see them enough to see. You can choose on the product what number to have on these. So say for example, if you've got 7.5 centimeter wick holders, which is probably about that size, I guess that's probably and you've got that full, and then you just put your little lid on like that, just pops on, and you know what size it is just by looking at it. So these are great for people who do volumes of candles. I mean, you can put all of the different sizes on this and not include one of these if you don't want to. But yeah, and that one holds 10 and this one holds 20. You can see they're just double the size. So they're both available now. And yeah, the lid just fits on. They're not really a lid. They're just a little cap that just sits on the top like that. It's just handy, just so you know what's going on. Alright, that's those. Right, I'm going to need that. Get all this shit out of the way. Right, what's next? The extruders. You guys know all about extruders. That's the regular size. That's the big size. I don't have one printed, so I can't show you. I can show you, this is my test print. Let me just chuck a, fingers are not working today. It's too hot. It's way too hot to even think about things. So that's it with a disc in it, right? So as you can see, the difference in the sizes and this, so I can show you the difference between the small size and the large size. Yeah, all the options are there. I currently only have, I think by the time this video goes out, there'll probably only be two, the basic set of discs and the Christmas set. These have no handles. They do not wind down into the extruder, they just push down. I just didn't feel that it was necessary with soap dough to be winding it down in there, because soap dough is generally not that hard. If your soap dough is so hard that you can't push it through here, then you probably need to make fresh soap dough. That's not saying you don't know how to make soap dough or anything. That's just when you're extruding soap dough, it kind of needs to be at the right consistency to extrude it. If you've used a normal extruder before, then you'll know pretty much how your soap dough should feel. I know that sounds cryptic. I apologise. Alright, so that's those. At least Keely will be very happy that they've finally been released. I'm actually making this video before I put them on the website, so I'm thinking, oh God, what's going to be on the website? So the basic set of discs and the holiday set of discs, which has got like a bunch of snowflakes and Santa hats, and there's also a couple of Halloween ones as well. So yeah, so that'll all be on there. I've created these little angled feet for holding your mould on an angle, you know, when you do your nice wall pour on your soap. I've actually just released a video showing you how to use these. So these are all the different angles. I don't have the 15 in here, but you can clearly see the different angles. Well, that's a 45-degree angle, obviously, because it's the shape of an M. And then we have, what's that one? That'll be the 35, and that'll be the 25, and the 15 is out in the garage because I just used it. Oh, can you hear that? I tinkle. Alright, now next, cloud bath bomb. I only printed a really small one just for tests because, and I'll show you why I print small things for tests. It's like, yeah, that's a great bath bomb. Stupidly, and this is, it's sad because honestly it's not the first time I've done it. I forgot that you need to reverse the thing like that, so it actually goes in as a complete set. This is why I always print the little one. So yeah, so that's the cloud bath bomb. I mean, seriously, is it not the cutest thing ever? This is the cloud shape that I love over all others. I draw this in my diary. I've shown you guys this before. This was also what inspired me to make more cloud shapers as shapes. No, more clouds as shapers. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, so that goes from, this is 50 mil. So there's one smaller than this. I don't know why anyone would want a bath bomb this small, but I mean, yeah. So anyway, the millage is across here. So this is 5 centimeters across here, which is 50 mil. So there's one smaller, which is a centimeter smaller, and then they go up to 8 centimeters. So they do get pretty large. I have not printed those out because I don't need to, because no one's ordered one yet. Well, but yeah, so there you go. That's it. It's so cute, and it's cute in the pink too. I also think the pastel blue would be really nice, or the blue because it's, you know, sky colours. Or grey would be nice too. All right. So again, with the tiny little ones, this is the 40 mil, I think. This is the snowflake. You can see the snowflake in there. I've designed it so it goes in a particular way. I mean, it's pretty obvious which direction. Wow, how grainy is that? It's pretty obvious. If you try and put this in like this, it's clearly not going to fit. So it does fit in. If I could see, it'd be great. It does fit in either that way, or if you want to turn it upside down, it also fits in. No, I spun that round too far. So yeah, so it's not. I mean, it's not one of these ones that's going to be complicated. It doesn't need a little spot on it to tell you where it goes in. So yeah, so that's it. And I'm pretty, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the 40 mil one. This goes from 40 right up to 80 again. So you got this tiny one, and there'll be one that's like double the size of that. So that's them. Now, the exciting news. Angled feet, snowflake bath bomb, cloud bath bomb extruders. Yes, the exciting news. Now, I just told my patrons this this story back at the Christmas markets last year, when I was actually still doing markets. I was talking to Bree because I was talking about writing my book, and I said, what I would really love to do is make a planner designed for soap makers. And she said, nah, you're just getting out of hand now, because I love planners. Like, I love planners. This is my planner here, you can just see. But yeah, so oh dear, do you like my period page? I'm all about the periods now. Yeah, so this is see the cloud. There's my cloud. I love my cloud. And I love the weather. See, I always put down what the weather's doing this week. So today is Monday, and it's supposed to be raining. It's anyway. I love planners. I have always loved planners. This is not the only planner that I own. This is the only one that I use consistently. But oftentimes I'll just buy them just because they're cute. It's an addiction. It's better than gambling, I guess, although there's absolutely no chance you're going to get anything back on a planner. But anyway, I was saying to Brie that I wanted to combine the two, and she's like, no. She said, you're getting too niche. You're just painting yourself into a corner. No one is going to want something that's soap related and planner related. It's just, no. So I took that as a challenge, probably, because I don't like being told I can't do things, and I also don't like people telling me my ideas are stupid, because I still don't think it was a stupid idea. But it sort of just slipped to the back of my mind because I worked on my book, and Corona happened, and it's just like this year is just, yeah, right, okay. It's been a year, but I've worked on it on and off. Like, I started designing it in InDesign. I don't have InDesign anymore. I don't use it anymore. I refuse to pay $30 a month for InDesign anymore. When I bought Affinity Publisher, it cost me $38 Australian. It was on special at the time. And I bought the program for $38. The entire program. I don't pay it monthly. It cost $38 Australian. Now, for those of you who are not in Australia, it might even be a little cheaper. But it is basically exactly the same as InDesign. You do things, some things are a little different. Obviously, that couldn't make the exact program, but it is as good as InDesign. And what I really like about it is there's also Affinity Published. No. Yeah. Hang on. I have to look. Affinity Publisher is the same as InDesign, and I also have Affinity Designer. Why do I need to update my computer again? This is like the... Oh, I'm sick of the updates. This is like the 4th update in 3 days. I'm not doing it. So you can take images from Publisher into Designer, do stuff with them, and then take them back into Publisher. It's fantastic. I also got this because I actually don't know how to use Designer. And look at this. It's a beautiful book, and it's got everything you could possibly want. Anyway, we're going right off topic here. This is I love the smell of books. There's something wrong with me. Don't fall down. Anyway, so if you use InDesign and you hate paying the $30 a month for Creative Cloud, go and have a look at Serif Affinity Publisher. But anyway, so as I was saying, this planner, it was a lot different when I started making it. It was more like a planner, to be honest, like, you know, with days of the week and everything. And then I thought, well, this is kind of stupid because like, I could probably do it, but that definitely would be painting myself into I'm just checking my time here, painting myself into like a very, very niche corner. But I'm sure that there are people out there who want that, you know. Like in my planner, I write down, like if I made a soap today, I'll write down what I made today, how I made it, and I'll also put the cure date in there as well. I also put it on the computer as well, so I've just got like a backup. But but yeah, so I'm sure there is a market for a soap specific, like, daily planner like this. I'm sure, although honestly this was a bullet journal, it's not actually a planner. So, but again, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a market that, but I quickly realized that wasn't going to work. So I was sort of like, it sort of morphed into what it became. And it was just this idea that I don't know about anyone else, but I write a lot of notes. Like you can see here, these are all just notes to take out to the shed of things to do, like the soap dough colours I want to make, my bath bomb recipe, and how to make something or other, I don't know what that is, some glaze recipe, also what colour to paint some PVC pipe. So these are all sort of just like notes, but I write notes like this about soap and candles all the time, and they just sort of get scattered everywhere. And I thought, this is ridiculous. There has to be a way to combine everything. I finally did it, and I'm so super stoked. And I had finally got everything so organised, and then the bloody printer died. I was like, so anyway, now they're done. After that lengthy explanation, which you probably didn't need, but you got anyway. So I have designed two, one for soap, one for candles, because I do both, and I do find I have a lot of candle notes scattered everywhere. Like, anyway, here we go. So this is the soap making workbook. Woo! Yay! Now I've made it with wire binding because I figured these are going to get used. They're not just pretties to just sit on the shelf and look at. If you're gonna use it, you want to be able to open it up, sit it on the bench, and use it, right? So that's why I use the wire binding. I quite like wire binding as well. And now I'm not going to be able to find the front. There's the front. No, there's the back. There's the front. Alright, so the soap one has 178 pages in it. So they're nice and thick, and they're A4, so these will hold a lot of information. Now, when you open it, let's go through. So we've got a pretty front page. Now these are full colour. I've also printed on the A4 premium digital paper at 100 GSM. So you can use like good Tombows and stuff. You can use these on these, and it's not going to bleed through too badly. It's not like regular copy paper. Regular copy paper is shit, and it's got this beautiful soft silky feel to it. It's really nice. Now first pages, as you can see, we have oil and butter information. Now there is enough room on those for 48 entries. So if you're using more than 48 butters and oils, then maybe you should calm down. No, seriously, I figured that 48 was enough. And then there's a full page of notes. So if you want to write down any particular notes about your oils, butters, fats, whatever, then you've got a full page to do so. Excuse me. Alright, and then recipes. Now all of the dashboards, which is what these title pages are generally called with planners, are laminated with a beautiful matte laminate. And then we have recipe pages. Now there's enough pages here to hold 40 recipes. So that's that here. There's 10 pages with 2 on either side. Yeah, that's it. It's basically the same as Soap Calc, just made pretty and the way I would use it. So then we have our fragrance section here. Now there's room for 12 fragrances per page, and we have things like whether or not it has vanilla in it, I'm just trying to get it so you can see without it being too bright. Oh, it's too bright. And whether it accelerates, discolors, rises, you know, you can see all of that on there. So, and a room for notes, and you know where it come from and how much it cost. Opposite direction. So yeah, so there is enough room in there to put 120 fragrance oils, and then at the end of the fragrance section, if I can get to it, I have big giant double page here of percentages. Again, that's a little bright. There we go, that's better. So we go from 10 grams right through to 1,000 grams, and we have from 5% right through to 15%. So, and just because I want this to be as universal as possible, we also have a page with ounces on it. I didn't do pounds because I don't know, do people use pounds? I'm not sure, but that's my international bit. Right, now the main part of this is the making section, which, you know, when you start out, or even when you're an older a more experienced soaper, sorry, you want to keep track of what you're doing. If you're trying a new recipe or a new fragrance or anything, you need to keep track of it, right? So that's what the making section is all about. So what I have here is there are 12 per page. And you can see the date it was made, the cure date, the batch number, the recipe used, because you will have already stored your recipes in here. Why are you not focusing? Whether or not it has fragrance and room to put what fragrance you used and how much. And then you can put your method and your notes. And like I said, there's room on these. There's 12 per page, and there's 40 pages, so there's room for 480 batches of soap, which is, you know, a good chunk. So I like that. Next up, we've got suppliers. There is room for 40 suppliers on here. There you go. And I've left a fair amount of room because a lot of people do buy the same, like a lot of ingredients from the same supplier. So, you know, if you, like, say this one's, say, candle supply, and I'm buying a bunch of fragrances and some melt and pour or something, I would put all that in one entry. So yeah, so there's, like I said, there's room for 40 entries in there. And then this is the costings section. Now this is very basic. There's no room here to include things like giving yourself a wage or electricity or insurance or anything like that. Like I said, this is very, very basic, but it's a good way to give yourself a basic cost of things. So there's room for 520 entries in here. Now I also wanted to, originally I only put next year's calendar in this because, well, not originally I had this year's calendar in it because I thought I was going to get it finished really quickly. Turns out it's now, you know, it's December. So this is the calendar section, and I have put in calendars right through until 2026. So you can see there. So you can, if you have cures happening, oh, let me just fingers are not working. So there's the 221, the year 221. Apparently, no, I'm 1,000 years out of date, or 2,000 years. No, I don't know. I know maths. Yeah, so say you've got something curing here, you could just circle it and write a note underneath. I've left room sort of between each of them. But as you can see, everything is in full colour. And then the last page again is laminated with this beautiful matte laminate, which I love. I love anything matte though. So, and the front cover too is laminated both sides with a nice laminate. So yeah, so that is the soap. That is the soap workbook. I'm really pleased with how these turn out. I don't feel like they need to include anything else at this point. I am, however, going to make up some. I did originally have order pages in here, but I sort of felt like this is something that you would more keep at home. You wouldn't be carting around to markets and stuff, because why would you need your recipes and stuff with you if you're going to markets or whatever? So I like I said, I had orders in here. I have taken those out, and I'm going to make separate order workbooks, just because I thought they were great. They will change, but that is what the order sheets look like. If I can turn that around that way, take my face out of there, it might focus on it. These will be more sort of, still going to focus. Hey, there we go. So yeah, these will not be this size. I'm probably going to do it in A5 instead of an A4, but they are coming. I haven't done those yet. Right, so that is the soap one. Now we also have, before I show you this one, I can also, and I'm going to include this as an option on the website because I know I'm left-handed, so I understand. Now, left-handers know the pain of a binder. It gets in, if you've got your binder open and you're trying to write, your binding gets in the way, right? So this is actually a left-handed binder. You can see, left-handed, yay! So the pages flip the other way. The binding is on the right-hand side. So as you're writing in it from the left-hand side, there's no binding getting in your way. Just so you know. And that's also one of the other covers which I love. This is my binder, so but yeah, it's got all the same things in it. But I haven't used it yet because I have only just printed these out because the printer has only just arrived. Alright, so because I make candles as well, I've also made a candle book. So yeah, there's that. And how nice is this picture? Alright, so I wrote all this down so I wouldn't forget. This one has 170 pages in it. When you open it up, again, it has a nice front cover. On the inside, there's all my copyright stuff, just so you know. Now, when you open this up, we have Wic Guides. Oh my god, it's so hard. I should have done this in the garage, but it was so bloody hot out there, I just couldn't. And then we have the Wic information tables. Now these have enough room on my stomach for 127 wicks, and I don't think anyone uses 127 different wicks. I mean, I know I use probably, well, I used to, I don't anymore because I don't make that many candles, but I have probably 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, maybe 40 different size wicks, I guess. But anyway, I've made sure that there is enough room there for 127 wicks. Now again, apparently I just got email. So fragrances, these are a little different than the ones in the soap book because you don't need to know that whether or not it accelerates or anything like that. But I'll just turn that around so it's not quite as bright. But yes, you can see there's fragrance, supplier, cost, candle safe, body safe, soap safe, vanillin, and yes, and that way there's room to put, oh come on, your percentage, and if you tick no, then, and then room for notes. And there is a room for, there's room for 100 different fragrances or essential oils if you want to put essential oils in there. Again, this has a full page for notes, and then we have the percentage pages again with this one, and this one goes, this one's exactly the same. Yes, it's exactly the same. Now, instead of, I don't know, But anyway, I don't know what this is instead of. Vessels, because we need to use candle vessels. We don't if we're making paraffin candles in molds, but anyway. Alright, so this is the vessel page. It's just, this camera, it's just so shit. So there is room for the name. I don't know why it won't focus. I'm sorry guys, yeah, it's just being ridiculous today. And I don't know how to focus this one. Like with the camera, I can just click on the screen. There you go. Anyway, name, best wick, wax amount, fragrance amount, percentage, colour amount, width, height, cost per unit, supplier, and completed shipping weight. And there's room here if you want to draw it or you want to stick a picture. Either way works. I just found these are the sorts of bits of information that I sort of want to know quick on the fly when I'm making up candles or whatever. And you know, if I'm going to remake a particular vessel, then these are the sorts of things that I'd like to know, like snap, 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 you know. So that's, yeah. Now there is a room enough in here for 50 different vessels. I think most people don't offer that amount, but I wanted to make sure that there was. I'd rather there be a little bit too much rather than not enough, because I don't want to have like room for 5 vessels and you use 20, you know. So anyway, all right, now the most important part, because it really is the most important part when it comes to making candles, testing. So how pretty is that? How pretty is that? It kind of matches my hair at the moment. It does have pink and orange, and I just bleached it. And this is what happened. So I got told I look like Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, I thought that was amusing too. The hair, not so much the rest, but the hair, yeah. Right, so with the testing, there's 40 pages in here, and there's 5 tests per side. So anyone who makes candles will understand why there's room for 5 different test burns. If you're new to candle making, you will begin to understand this. And then room for results down the bottom. So the tests have burn time, melt pool, hot throw, and time to edge, and a couple of lines for notes. At the very top there is vessel, wick, wax amount, fragrance, yes or no, which need to go around the other way, and then fragrance amount. So yep, and then down the bottom I have wick, too big, too small, correct, total burn time, and notes. So this is a good way to, if you have a particular vessel that you're testing, you can test it, and then you can always flip back to this, and everything is condensed down in the bottom, and you can go, oh yeah, that's right. That's what it does. So yeah, but like I said, there is room for 200 tests in here. I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. I hate maths, and I can't anymore. I just cannot. Alright, so suppliers. There's room for 40 suppliers. It's exactly the same as in the soap workbook. There's also room down the bottom here for shipping costs, apparently a different language, free shipping threshold. So say someone has, you know, a $99 free shipping, you put that in there, and then bulk discount, yes or no. So there's a little bit of room for everything. Room for 40 suppliers. Again, the next one is costings. So like the soap book, but just a little bit different. In this one we have vessels, wax, wicks, fragrance, labels, and packaging. So basics, not your time, not your electricity, not your insurance, not anything like that, but just very basic, so you can just come along and go, oh okay, so I've got a denoob, the wax and the wick, and that's everything for that vessel costs this amount. So you've got your very base, then you can add on all those other things. Now, because people price things differently, I didn't want to put electricity and an hourly rate and all of that stuff, because like I said, people price things differently. So if you've got a very base line costing, well, I could have just said that a lot quicker, baseline costing, you can go to that and then add that to all your other shit. See? And then again, calendars, although this one has a different title page, which is really pretty. I really like it. Now all the title pages as well just have the exact same thing printed on the back, but without the name. So, and yeah, again, 2021 through to 2026. I figured that was probably enough. I didn't want to put any more because I got sick of making calendars, honestly. I may increase the calendar count through to 2010 maybe. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But for now, they stand at 2026 and this is how they will be sold. Again, there's just a little note at the end, and the back page is printed, is laminated with the lovely nice matte, and it's just got my brand on there. So that's it. So these are the candle and soap books. I'm so super stoked with them. Yeah, 170 pages, I think I told you that already. And that's it. That's all the new stuff and what's happening. And I'm not working on anything specific right now. I'm making a skull shaper, some chakra stamps, which I still haven't done yet. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything in 38 minutes of waffle. And that was pretty good. There wasn't a whole lot of waffling. That was mostly just information. Yeah, so that's everything. I'm going to try my best to get all this stuff added to the website today so that I can release this video ASAP. But I've also made a soap and that'll get cut tomorrow. So I'll have plenty of videos for tomorrow, the next day. Just not today, which is Monday, and you guys usually expect a video from me on Mondays, but anyway. Alright, my friends, I'm going to go and eat something to shut this gut up because it's going. And I will see you for the next one. Bye.